When you go through that journey of your first 30 days of semen retention, you will be going massively outside your comfort zone. You're no longer inside your itty bitty comfort zone anymore. You're going outside of your comfort zone. And when you're outside your comfort zone, you are uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable means that you're going to have emotional issues. You're going to be anxious. You might get angry. You might be snappy at people. You might also have glimpses of extra happiness or confidence or productivity. But then the next day, everything's going to be horrible and you're going to be depressed and sad and what's going on? This is all part of the first 30 days. It's supposed to be like this. And you should be fired up outside your brain that you know this, because it's going to help you to get past those first 30 days. It always gets worse before it gets better. That should almost be the tagline of this channel. It always gets worse before it gets better. And that means that when you are going outside that comfort zone and striving for 30 days of semen retention, you are becoming feminine. Our goal in life is to become masculine. But initially, as you go outside your comfort zone, you're going to be feminine, which means that you in advance have to make a decision that you are okay with being feminine for a short period of time. A lot of guys that are masculine do not want to go through that process. They're like, oh my gosh, are you crazy? Like, I tried semen retention one time for like a week or two. Bro, it was intense, man, and it's not working, and my emotions were all over the place and there was no benefits whatsoever. Those guys are afraid of failure and they're afraid of femininity. Fear of femininity is equal to fear of failure. You got to understand how the rich became rich. They became rich by going outside their comfort zone. They became rich by going out there and selling products to people and being anxious about it and not knowing how to do it and shaking and sweating and not knowing what to say and when to say it and fearing rejection and picking up that phone and people are like laughing at you or you're just very uncomfortable. That's how every person who ended up rich by their own making and their own hard work together with the team, whatever they put together, every single person started out there. Femininity. It is by going through the femininity that you over time become masculine. It is by going through the anxiousness, the uncomfortableness, and that emotional instability that you will come to the point of, I've seen this before. And since I've seen this before repeatedly, over and over and over and over and over again, and it's become a habit, now when that same thing happens to me, I'm like, whatever, you know, I've been there, done that, it's not a big deal, and I can help close the deal. No problem. Do you understand? That's masculine. When you've actually solved the problem so many times that you know you can solve the problem again. Femininity is when you initially start the process. It gets worse before it gets better. So at the same time as you're beginning your semen retention journey towards 30 days, I'm fired up for you to start your 30-day journey towards understanding business and sales. Not understanding sales, not understanding leadership, not understanding persuasion of other people, and not having a desire and ambition for power is feminine. Desiring all those things and studying all those things and applying all those things is masculine. But in order to get to that point where you have the confidence to close the deal, no matter what deal it is, if it's going to give you $100,000, it's going to give you $1 million or $100 million, it doesn't matter. The first time you're going to do and try and make those deals, no matter how rich you are, most probably you're going to be feminine about it because you have no idea what the heck you're doing. And that's okay. That's what's so cool about success. In order for you to get to success, you've got to get through the failure. It's on the opposite side of failure that you will achieve success. You've got to go through hell in order to get to heaven. It's the same principle with everything, man. Life is so difficult for most people. Well, it's your hell, man. And if you can't figure this life out, you're going to keep struggling no matter what afterlife has brought for you. You've got to learn how to create heaven on earth, man, before you can have heaven in heaven. It doesn't make sense that God give us hell here and we didn't learn anything, and then we get to the other side and then we're awesome and fantastic and now get all the rewards that He's told us we could get. It doesn't work like that. We've got to progress and grow and become in this life and become experts at learning and applying, going through femininity because we're comfortable in that femininity, because we know that on the opposite side of that femininity is masculinity. Like I've stated before, masculinity is the key to everything. Masculinity is power. Masculinity is success. Masculinity is attraction. Masculinity will give you everything that you will ever dream about. Let there be no confusion. God wants you to be rich. God wants you to have power. God wants you to do good with that power and with those riches. And when you do, guess what? You send it out and then you receive tenfold back. You send all that out again, you receive tenfold again back. The universe is abundance, and it desires all of us to have abundance in massive measure. And we've got no idea the resources that have been given to us for free. We just simply have to learn how to apply those resources and be resourceful with what we have received. Man, I'm so grateful for the knowledge that I've got about femininity and masculinity. I'm so grateful for the knowledge that I've got about failure and success, and that they're completely intertwined. You cannot have success without having failure. There's an opposition in all things. You can learn how to progress from your status and sexual market value of 1, 2, and 3, and you can develop yourself into a 10 for your women. That's the only thing that matters. You just want to make sure that you become the best version of yourself and don't even care about the competition. Who cares that other guys are able to get amazing women? You only care about you. When you make sure that you are progressing continuously, other people will look at you and say, oh my gosh, he came from that background and he's built himself up like that. That's insane. And that will inspire them to progress in their lives. When people progress and increase in power, it means that they have created win-win situations on their journey towards the top. You don't get to the top without creating win-win situations. I love this system. I love the free market system because it's built upon that. It's built upon seeking to understand, then you will be understood. It's based upon sales. It's based upon win-win situations. And then eventually, one step at a time, you grow, you become better, you reinvest in people. And then you grow and become better, and then you reinvest in people and teach that team to do the things that you've done successfully, and you're educating them and they're becoming better, and then eventually they start businesses, and then they educate the people and they educate their kids, and everyone continuously is increasing their sexual market value and tapping into their potential. It doesn't look like that when we look out into the world and see all the problem that's going on. But the only reason why those problems are happening is because of gender dysphoria. People are confused about their gender. Guys are being okay with being feminine and remaining feminine forever, instead of getting the big picture of seeing, man, if I become masculine over time, everything's going to work out. everything's going to work out. We all start out as feminine, some people more so than others. If you've inherited masculine traits and you've trained yourself to be masculine and you've trained yourself to be a fantastic business owner and an amazing salesperson, you have a great life. But make sure that you bring that to the next generation and create a next generation. If you become masculine, massively masculine, and you don't give that heritage to your children, it is a massive loss for this world. Our goal should be to have families that function because of your masculinity, and then giving that on to your sons and allowing your daughters to become feminine, and then helping those daughters to find masculine men so that you can create amazing grandchildren and then give them the heritage of masculinity. Masculinity is good. Femininity is good. And together, these two, once you understand them and the way they work in synchronicity, man, life becomes absolutely amazing. You'll have no problems going through femininity to get to masculinity. You'll have no fear of failure, and you will figure it out because of it. This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you in the next video.